What's up YouTube, Jeff back again from DopeTechDaily.com. Today I'm bringing you guys a quick look at the Android 8.0 Oreo beta on the Essential Phone PH1. Now I originally unboxed the Essential Phone, gave some impressions, and I kind of shrugged it off because the price was ridiculous at the time, $699. But since they've brought the price down quite a bit, $499 at Essential's website, $449 at Best Buy and Amazon, I decided to take another look at this phone, and one of the things I wanted to do was download the Oreo beta that they just released last week. Now, if you have the Essential Phone, you can actually get this. It's not limited like the Samsung one. Anybody can get it. I actually wrote up a quick set of instructions on how to download the Oreo beta for the Essential Phone. If you want to install it, you do need to sideload it, so you have to be comfortable with ADB commands, things like that. But if you're comfortable with that, you can head below to the link, check it out, and install it for yourself. So you guys can see right there, I'm running Android 8.0.0. Now, unlike the Samsung version of Oreo, there aren't a lot of OEM-specific changes, but I do want to highlight what's new for Essential users, features that came in Oreo, and then some problems and issues that I've noticed, and also comment upon battery life and things like that. Now, Essential does note that if you're running Bluetooth, so if you have Bluetooth turned on and you have Bluetooth devices paired, that you will notice some extra battery drain. So that's normal. That's in the release notes for the beta. I've certainly noticed that. I have not gotten good battery life at all on the beta so far. You guys can check out my battery life and just see. I haven't been using it much today, but screen on time has really not been that great for me overall. I've been getting, I don't know, something like maybe 3 hours or 4 hours screen on time. I was getting a little better than that on Nougat. You see 42 minutes there, and it's down to 74%. So that's something like maybe 3 hours, 3.5 hours of screen on time. I haven't had the other problem they mentioned, which is Android Auto. They mentioned that if you have Android Auto that you wouldn't be able to use it. Now, I haven't been using this as my main Android Auto phone, but I did test it out with my Honda Accord 2016. It's working fine. It seems the Android Auto issue is mainly limited to people using Hyundai cars. So if you have one of those, you might be a little careful about installing the Oreo beta on your Essential phone. Now let's talk about some of the new features. You guys can see one of them right there. You've got the notification dots now for all of your apps that have notifications. You can see on Hangouts right there, Play Store, Instagram, anything where you have a notification, Slack, they all appear in the app drawer as well. And along with that, we do get a revamped settings menu here. You can see inside the Oreo settings. It looks very similar to what you would see on the Pixel. Notification shade up here, up top. One of the big changes that you'll notice is they did add support for night light. So you've got the nighttime mode there. That'll reduce the amount of blue light that you see. That's a very nice thing, and you can actually tune that and everything inside of the actual display settings. If you go down here in display settings, you'll see night light right there. Turn on automatically if you want. You can also turn it on a schedule if you want to, and you can also adjust the intensity of the night light mode. You can see it turns it very, very yellow, but that's something that you want when using your phone in bed at night to read, etc. So that's, of course, something that we've had in Android for a while on other devices, but it is nice to see Essential add that. In addition to the notification settings with the dots, you also get something else with the notifications that came over in Oreo, and that is notification channels. So if you go to notifications, and then you find certain apps like your Twitter client, for instance, I'm using Flamingo, you'll notice that you have all these categories now with which you can actually change how you receive notifications for those categories. If it's very important, medium importance, low importance, or urgent, and also whether or not you get a notification dot, you can actually change that within the settings as well for each of those categories. So notification channel just gives you some granular control over how you receive your notifications for each of the categories. I wrote some other stuff about that at Gadget Hacks. If you want to see how to use that a little more in depth, you can certainly check that out below. We've also got colored media notifications now. I think my Spotify went away, so let me just open it up again so I can show you guys really quick the colored media notifications. You can see right there, nice colored notifications there, and also on the lock screen, you've now got the album art and the colored media notification front and center on your lock screen. That's a nice touch that also came over in Oreo that Essential did preserve in their update. Not a lot of whole new stuff otherwise, like customization to the UI. The swipe down on the fingerprint sensor gesture now works flawlessly for the most part with notifications. Sometimes when you're trying to go back up, like I am right now, you'll notice that it takes a little second for it. But if you actually get your finger right on the sensor, it's just kind of a sensor that's flush with the back, so it takes some time to get used to. But it is working pretty nice on the Oreo beta. and you can use that feature as well. Some of the bugs that I've noticed, because I know a lot of people want to know about that, I have noticed some force closing of apps when I originally downloaded the beta, but actually going through and clearing the cache, I went ahead and wiped the cache for those apps, seemed to cause that to go away, which is really nice. Now all of my social media apps are performing fine. Some of the apps like YouTube and YouTube Studio have some weird things going on with the notch in Nougat, and now they seem to be resolved. You can see how the notifications and also your tray at the top with all of your information is nicely separated on either side of the notch, which actually looks really good. So they've made some improvements there. The fluidity is much better than it was on Nougat, not quite as much jankiness when scrolling around the UI, when navigating, a long list like in your Twitter feed. I've been impressed. Not all of the jank is gone. Sometimes there is some weird stuff happening when you try to swipe either to the left or the right, especially to go into Google Now. You'll notice a little bit of a hiccup, but it's definitely been improved. Essential has really impressed me with the amount of smoothness that they've been able to get into the Oreo beta. And since it is a beta, you expect a few problems, so it should be even more stable in the next update. They're probably not even going to do a beta 2. They might jump directly to the stable release if everything goes well. So we could potentially see a stable release by the end of December 2018. Now the final thing, I know a lot of people want me to mention the camera. There really haven't been many camera improvements that I've noticed in terms of quality. The camera has actually gotten a lot better with some other updates that were before the Oreo beta. You can see here, these are some shots that I took with the original unboxing that I just repeated here. The camera detail and overall lighting has gotten a lot better. There's some times when it still struggles, like here you can see this under the studio lights. It's a little bit underlit, but not terrible. Here it's perfectly lit with this particular shot. Outdoors, very good now with macros compared to what it was originally. It's still not going to be Galaxy Note 8 or Pixel 2 XL, iPhone 10 quality, but now it's a $450 phone, so it's not a big deal. Here you can see some of the contrast in the back with the leaves isn't great, but the actual clarity of the macro and the detail is pretty good on the flower itself, much better than it could do. It also has much better capability to focus on the subject, which was a problem with the original software when this phone came out. It hunted for focus a lot. And then I took this photo of my car. Also pretty nice. I mean, outdoors, it's performing a lot better. I would have to say this camera is now, in my opinion, on par with something like the OnePlus 5. There's really no reason not to consider this phone if you can get it at the $450 price point. I definitely think it is a winner. All right, so that's just a quick overview of the Oreo beta. If you guys have any specific things you want to know, I'm trying to compile a list of anything else that's new, but unlike the Galaxy S8 Oreo beta, there isn't a whole lot of stuff that the company themselves added. Obviously, Essential is a lot smaller company than Samsung, so hard to add a lot of new features on top of the stuff that Google already put in 8.0. So if you guys enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe, comment. Also hit the notification icon so you can get future videos like this from me. Find me at dopetechdaily.com, Google+, Instagram, and Twitter. The link's in the description. You can also find me writing at gadgethacks.com now for all of my written coverage. If you guys want to check out the links below. Appreciate you guys checking out the video. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks a lot for watching.